Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Taking the Lead, where we interview leaders that I respect, mostly from the PR world, mostly from the agency world. But the most important thing is that they are inspiring leaders. And I'm so excited to introduce you today to my dear friend from Counselors Academy. I get an energy charge, an energy boost every time we speak, and I know you're going to also. And let me tell you a little bit about her before we really dig in, before she comes on. Oh, I guess I should mention she's Alexis Davis-Smith, right? That's important. She's the CEO and president of Precise Communications. That's with a capital P and a capital R. She is co-founder of the Change Agencies. She is a multicultural marketing evangelist. And let me just share some of her honors. You know, she's Atlanta-based. She's among Atlanta's top 100 Black women of influence. She's in the National Black PR Public Relations Society Chapter of the Year Award winner for the Atlanta chapter. And she is a Super Tuesday Award for Outstanding Business Achievement. And I'm so delighted to share with you Alexis Davis-Smith. Welcome.
Hi, Ken. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. And I just think we have a mutual respect and love and admiration for each other. And you give me energy as well. And a lot of things you've said to me over the years, play in my brain at very important, critical times. So thank you for having me.
It's truly my pleasure. And I do find as we move along this thing called life, we do like to surround ourselves with people with good energy and positive energy who encourage us, who challenge us, whatever the case may be. So I'm getting pickier as I get older. So you're in that list. All right, let's dig right in.
Yes.
Let's face it. Many team members, agency members, leaders, whatever, are kind of exhausted by events since March. I think some of us thought, hey, come the fall, everything's fine. And, it's just not. These uncertain times, and I call them uncertain, I don't call them challenging, are going to be with us for the long haul. We don't know if it's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year. So
Right.
based on that, what's a leader to do?
Well, Ken, you're absolutely right calling it uncertain times. It's uncertain, it's unprecedented, and definitely unpredictable. 2020 has definitely been a year that I think we all are ready to just get out of, but you're right. We don't know how much longer we're going to be in this. So starting with a global pandemic, and then we had a summer of uprisings with a demand for greater social justice, not only here in the United States, but, across the world, which actually was good to see everybody kind of come together for a common cause. And then, of course, now with the election around the corner, there's like heightened emotions around politics that have really been very divisive. So we're seeing a time in our country that we haven't seen since the 60s. So as a leader, I think it's super important to recognize that this is an unprecedented time, but we're also moving into a new normal. So I think it's important to set the example as a leader, show your humanity, let your teams know that it is okay not to feel okay, and to create a safe space for open dialogue to share. Every week, our team starts with asking each other, how are you feeling? And we make sure that we do that, but then we go into our work, but we also make sure that there is a lot of laughter. So it's super important to express your humanity, to be open and honest, but to also encourage your team that things will get better and that things are only temporary. This too shall pass. So create a safe space for open dialogue and encourage them to take the time that they need to do whatever it is that they need to be mentally healthy and to be most at peace with themselves, and just create opportunities for them to do that and be understanding.
Great perspective. Very helpful. Second question. What can we in the PR communications industry do to speed up the process of diversity and inclusion within our ranks and especially in management and leadership?
Right. Ken, that's such an important question, but I'm going to be honest with you. That's a question I am sick to death of hearing. I've been in this industry now nearly
Tell
30
us what you
years. It is. I've been in this industry now for nearly 30 years, and it's still an issue. But the truth is, the public relations industry is no different than any other industry, no other company. Everybody has a diversity issue. And I don't care if they've gotten all kind of awards. No company is reflective of this country they live in, or usually the customers or consumers that they serve. So there's work to be done across every single industry. And, you know, for public relations, you're absolutely right. It's a little bit easier to recruit new talent than it has been in terms of advancing mid-level managers to more senior leadership roles, but it truly can be done. And I do think the easiest part is to recruit junior talent and make sure that you cultivate and develop them so that they can move into mid-level manager roles and into senior leadership. And then if you have mid-level talent, make sure that you are creating opportunities for them to advance. You know, I look at it like diamonds. You have to mine for diamonds, but then you also have to shape them and mold them to get that diamond that you want. So it's really about recruitment and then retaining by creating opportunities, but also creating a culture that makes people want to come to you, cultures that are welcoming and diverse, but again, it's about equity and opportunity. So no one wants a handout. It's a lot of conversation around D&I, and we just shouldn't give people, you know, jobs just to fit quotas. It's not a handout. Nobody wants a handout, but everybody wants the opportunity to do their best.
Great point. So, you know, speaking, you know, for myself, I want to be an active, effective ally in the fight for racial justice, and I know many of us do.
Mhm.
What are just the three most important things we can do to be effective allies and active allies?
Yes. So, and Ken, you have been a wonderful ally, and I just want to really thank you for that. I think the first thing that we have to do is to listen. Allies have to listen. Um, I really appreciate the fact that over the summer, I've received a lot of phone calls from my white colleagues and friends asking, what is it that I can do? How can I help? And even like, how can I diversify my company? Or what can I do to give back to the community? So I appreciate the question and the willingness, but you have to listen, not hear, but listen and digest with empathy. Because the other thing that I've witnessed, you know, through my interactions and even hearing friends and overhearing phone calls is, you know, when we are asked for our opinion on what's happening in the Black community, what can we do to help? And then a white counterpart contradicts what we've said or does not believe what we said. So, you know, that is also disheartening. And it perpetuates what's going on out there in the world. It makes us feel devalued and disrespected. And, you know, honestly, like we just don't know what we're talking about. So it's important to be respectful and to listen and to really move on the action that the person has advised to you, because otherwise it's going to come across inauthentic. The second thing is to maximize your position, your role, your company, to make a difference. Find out how you can be a resource to make, you know, real movement. I love this summer that, you know, so many consumers called out companies, because companies truly do have the influence to affect real community and social change. So I think it's important to look at your role, your position, your company, your influence, your network, and figure out, what can I do? Can my company give more money to create greater economic opportunities, you know, for African Americans? Can we create opportunities for them to come into our supplier train for entrepreneurships? Can I partner with grassroots organizations that are really out there on the ground to make a difference? Figure out what you can do, because the truth is we all can do something.
You know, it's so funny. So thank you for that
Mhm.
great, helpful answer. And as I'm reflecting on today's session, it's so much of what you are. It's this high energy. It's I'm going to tell it like it is, you know, and very, very practical. And those
Yes.
are three really helpful things. The time has flown by. It's time to say goodbye. I just want to thank you again for participating. I know you brought great value to our viewers and to me, like you always do. So thank you, and thank you for your friendship.
Thank you, Ken. I appreciate you.